Morning, everyone. Just a reminder that this is being recorded, but none of our chit chat ever gets recorded, so you don't have to worry about that. Everybody's on mute right now. Howard, I've had to mute you twice, just a quick heads up, because if you inadvertently unmute yourself, then you'll become the screen that gets recorded. That's to be avoided, I think. Not because it's you, Howard, just anybody in general. So this morning we're going to do some steady state, and I'm going to set the monitor for 8 minutes work, 2 minutes rest, and set it for intervals time, but it doesn't have to be variable time. That's a homage to you, Elizabeth. We've got that whole workout set up for you, but not with the buttons. So 8 minutes work and 2 minutes rest, or you can just put it on just row, because I'll give you cues for anytime something changes. The first 8 minutes is really going to be quite gradual at your own pace to warm up. It doesn't matter anytime what pace you're going or what stroke rate you're going. You can choose whatever you want, stroke rate and pace. This is going to be probably around stroke rate 20, 22, and fairly, again, conversational pace. It's not meant to be comfortably uncomfortable. It's meant to be steady state. You could carry on a conversation without gasping, probably not singing and holding the long notes very effectively. But that's it. And then at the end of each 8 minutes, so 7 minutes and 30 seconds in, we're just going to do 30 seconds where we go hard. And then we have 2 minutes rest where we do a little paddle and get a drink, and then we'll start up again. So everyone sitting ready. And we'll get started. I like to use Erg Data because it keeps the monitor running, and it also allows me to very easily sync my meters for the virtual challenge. So we'll go in 3, 2, 1, row. Yeah, not too hard to start. Working on warming up. And just starting though with good form. Really focusing on sitting up well on the seat. And our other main focus will be on body preparation on the recovery. Think about keeping the chin level, nose level, head level, looking across the room. And working on keeping the spine long. Not letting things crunch down, curl down. The back doesn't have to be straight. but we want to avoid bending. So I like to think about keeping the spine stable. And that's throughout the drive and throughout the recovery. And while you're keeping the head level, chin level, think about keeping the chest up, the collarbones up, while keeping the chest open so that we don't wind up hunched forward or collapsed around the spine. A good stable, upright posture. Not necessarily rigid, but stable. That's 4 minutes down. Halfway on this first piece. Trying to keep things smooth and steady. Again, thinking about the long spine, trying to be as tall as you can on top of the seat. Feel that the recovery, you're pivoting on the seat. Here, pivot, rather than curling forward at the hips. You should start to be feeling a little bit warmed up here. 2 minutes left. Trying to keep the shoulders loose and relaxed. So a minute and a half left. We'll go 1 more minute, nice and steady. And on this first one, just the last 30 seconds, just boost it up a little bit. Either a little more force per stroke. Bring up the stroke rate. Just a little kick at the end. Collarbones up. Chin level. All right, sitting ready. We're gonna do our little lift in 2. In 1. On this one, just kick it up a little bit. Keeping the body stable, pivoting on the seat. 10 seconds. Paddle. And let's paddle out 30 seconds. Good form. Bringing the rate down. Really focusing on that recovery sequence. Start the handle. Pivot and extend the arms. Pull the body up. So we got 90 seconds. If you want to get a drink, make an adjustment, or even ask a quick question, this would be the time. So your heart rate will probably go up a little bit on that boost, but should come back down to steady state here on our paddle or off time. All right, so we've got 30 seconds, so we go again. "15 seconds, and I'm just going to firm it up just a little bit. And we'll be going again in 2, 1, 2, 3. Here we are. 8 minutes, same thing. Should be warmed up though. Try to dial in your pace in these first 20 to 30 seconds. And thinking about that, the recovery and the pivot on the seat, holding the abs firm. Abs firm here. As basically you tip the body forward, keeping the shoulders loose. Shoulders nice and loose so that you can hang your body weight off the handle. We want that change in direction. The transition from the recovery to the drive. Be smooth and steady. Rather than a quick jump or kind of jerk off of the catch. And if the spine is stable, especially sort of from the rib cage down, when we push to change direction, just thinking about moving the handle and the seat rather than pulling, think about pushing away. Think about the recovery. Handle comes away to start. And the body follows from the pivot while you're extending the arms. Halfway. And I would say it's okay if it feels a little stiff, a little robotic on the recovery as you work on getting that pivot down right on top of the seat and not coming from a bend in the hips here. We want to avoid this kind of approach where there's no pivot on the seat. Instead, thinking about sticking the butt out as you pivot forward. Using the glutes and the abs. Hold things stable from the hips down. Using the lats along here. Hold the upper body stable. And keeping the shoulders loose so that we can hang. Feel a little stretch here. Not to let the arms get pulled out like this. We don't want to have that. A, it's not smooth, and B, we don't want the shoulders snapped every single drive. Two minutes. Good work. Try to start off with a big meter day. Keeping it at an easy intensity. Except for our 30 seconds. Hands away and pivot. 30 seconds till our burst. I check that my shoulders are loose. I'm hanging my weight off of the handle. And that's what's creating the drive. So sitting ready. We'll go into for our lift. 1, 2 on this one. A little more power, a little more rate. Kind of a mini sprint at the end of our piece. Keeping the posture, keeping the form. Two more. 1, 2, paddle. Again, bringing it way down here on the paddle strokes. All right, we've got a minute and a half left. So on the recovery, really working to get the hands out past the knees while the knees are still lower than the handle. We don't want to have to lift up over the knees. So not to lock the legs down, but reach out and pivot faster than the knees come up. It will feel too fast on the pivot and the arms away. And it doesn't mean just, we've got 15 seconds. It doesn't just mean fast hands away. It's smooth. It's just controlling how quickly the knees come up. Getting ready on this one. Letting the handle move out smoothly. And the knees will come up on their own if your legs are relaxed and you pivot on the seat. Settling into your rhythm. Now we want to try and hold this pace for the rest of the workout. Excuse me. So loose shoulders makes it a little easier to let the arms extend. And having a long spine, sitting up well, helps keep the shoulders loose and relaxed, low and wide. Thinking about that body preparation by about halfway through the recovery. Half slide. where your knees are only halfway up. So here, so that you still have another half slide left to go, left for the seat to cover. I will say it feels like you're not going to get, you don't have much body angle forward. To me, this feels like I'm sitting straight up, that I'm actually have no body angle forward. But I pivot on the seat, I move my body weight across the two sit bones, and I keep my chest up, trying to keep things stable in the spine. And it feels short. Feels like I don't have enough length, and I don't have enough body angle forward. But clearly, you can see and I can see I have angle forward. It just doesn't feel that way. Halfway. So if it ever feels like I have enough body angle, probably means I'm bending somewhere in the spine, not holding the spine stable, and not pivoting on a seat. Chest up, collarbones up, shoulders down, low and wide. Not reaching way out up here. And to keep the spine long so the shoulders are hanging down. Nice and smooth, nice and steady. There's the 2-minute mark. Good work. Try not to reach at the catch, not increasing the body angle. That's a hard one to feel because everything's moving forward. Very stable with the upper body. The second half of the recovery and the first half of the drive. Try not to let the body angle change either direction, from half slide through the change in direction and back to half slide on the drive. Just using the legs. getting ready. We have the burst coming up. Let's go on this one, 30 seconds. Give it a little lift. Hold the body stable. Pivot quicker. Chin up, chin level. 10 seconds. Paddle. Excellent form here. Really feeling the body weight shift right here. Back, front, back of the seat, across the sit bones in the front of the seat. Toward the back of the seat, toward the front of the seat. Not necessarily that you're sitting on the edge of the seat. That's still staying in the center of the seat, but just rocking to the back of the seat, rocking toward the front of the seat. All right, we got a little over a minute. Pretty quick transitions this morning. If you feel like you need more time, start off, give yourself an extra minute at the beginning of this piece to just go very lightly, or jump in part way. All right, about 20 seconds. I'm gonna go in 10. In 2. In 1, on this one. Take the first 20, 30 seconds, kind of dial in the pacing, dial in the stroke rate. Really thinking about relaxing on the recovery. Once you get that pivot, quick, easy. Quick pivot, easy float. Think about getting the hands away, letting the handle lead the recovery. At the finish, you want to support well with the low back, not letting a slump happen. We don't want to have a bounce down here like this. Support with the low back. Just hold everything firm. And at the catch, I feel like we want to hold everything steady, sort of from the rib cage up. Trying to stay nice and horizontal through the drive. It's impossible to keep the head perfectly level, parallel with the floor. But we want to try to minimize the up and down. So we don't want to have a big down and up here. Think about reaching out, collarbones out and up. And at the finish, sitting up tall, kind of squeezing. Mentally, I think about squeezing upward, keeping the body up off the seat, but not literally, not suspending off of the seat so there's space. That would be bad. Nothing good can come of being not on the seat on the erg or in a boat. Okay, halfway. And we're well into the second half of the workout. Think about staying horizontal, sitting as tall as you can at the catch and as tall as you can at the finish to minimize that difference mid-drive when you actually are at the tallest height-wise. Also try to leave the hands as relaxed as possible. So the hands are just hooked around the handle, not a tight squeeze. If I squeeze tight, I can feel that in the forearm and in the elbow. We should leave tennis and golfer's elbow to the tennis and golfers. Nice smooth change in direction. 2-minute mark. Smooth push to change direction. Handle in the seat moving 1-to-1 as we start the drive. And also as we finish the recovery. Once the body's set, the handle, if the seat moves an inch, the handle should only move an inch in the same direction. Collarbones up. 30 seconds till our lift. Try to keep a nice, smooth, steady approach to the change in direction. Keeping the body quiet, meaning not extra motion. Getting ready for the lift. One more stroke. And here we go, 30 seconds. Keep the good form. Only row as hard and as high as you can and still keep good form. Two more. 1, 2, paddle. Big contrast. Bring it way down. Working on that good form on the paddle. Go ahead, get some water, quick stretch. Want to stay hydrated. It's a big meter day. Coming up on 30 seconds. 2 more intervals. 5 is really a good chunk, depends how much work you've been doing. Fifteen seconds. Getting ready. Into 1, 2. Fortunately, you don't have to do much of a build for steady state. You can do it right here. Again, thinking about not overreaching. Kind of the first thing to go for me. Because it's hard. It's hard to hold the body steady and not get that extra reach. So enticing. Just another centimeter. No. Let's think about reaching with the collarbone, but not overextending. And then pushing a stable body, hang the body weight off the handles. Always a good go-to. Smooth change in direction, body weight off the handles. Good posture, nice long spine, firm from the rib cage down. Very, very stable here. Pivot on the seat, not at the hips. Back again on those shoulders. Easiest to keep them low and wide and relaxed. Wide just means relaxed as opposed to high and narrow, tight. Keeping the spine long, trying to sit tall automatically keeps the shoulders low. Working on the good body preparation. Handle out past the knees before the handle is the same height. Your knees will come up to handle height, but not till after the handle is past them. Hang off the handle. That's it. Halfway. Good pivot on the seat. Feel like if you pivot forward, you're sticking your butt out behind you. Steady push on the drive. After the legs get about halfway on the drive, lean and pull. But again, keep that nice and smooth. Nice steady motion. The handle picks up speed, but it picks it up smoothly. Not a big snap or jerk at the end. And really try to avoid bouncing the handle off of your belly. You can touch your shirt, but you don't want to pull so hard that you're pull so out of control that you're using your body as a brake for the handle. Okay, here's the 2-minute mark. Stay relaxed through the shoulders. Chin up, level. Really think about looking across the room. I have my monitor as high as it will go to help keep that line of sight up, which keeps my body up, chin up. Not overreaching. "30 seconds till our lift." Sitting ready, check the posture. Get ready to pivot quickly in 2, that's 1, 2, here we go. On our lift. Quick pivot. That's the key to a high rate. Quick pivot, arm recovery. 2 more. 1, 2, paddle. Good form here. All right, we got the last piece right there on the horizon. 90 seconds. Again, really focusing on this pivot here. As I lean forward, my knees come up. My hamstrings can't take it if I lock the legs down. Then the seat starts to move backwards, and I just want to pivot here. Not let the seat move back. We're really trying to make that pivot, excuse me, right here. And automatically the knees come up. All right, 15 seconds. Last round. Here we go on this one. I really feel it right in the butt as I pivot. So this is a piece we want to try to keep that pacing. Unless we started out too hard at the beginning. And really maintain the good form. Loose and relaxed, but stable. But hanging that weight off the handle. As few extra motions as possible. That's why we don't want to go down and up. Down and up. You can just reach out and back. Out and back. Same thing at the end of the drive. Just steady, smooth in. No wind up. Kind of up and down. Up and heave down. Just bouncing. Just steady. Keeping it as smooth, steady, and simple as possible. bringing the body weight off the handle. Loose shoulders, upright, long spine. Are the hands relaxed? The little hook of a grip. Steady push through the drive. Like you're smoothly pushing the footboard away from you. And then bringing the handle in, same way, opposite direction. Here we go, last half of the last piece. Long spine, loose shoulders. Steady at the finish. And stable. Same thing at the catch. Set it half slide. Hold the posture. Just use the seat and the legs to deliver the handle to the catch, change in direction. Not using the body to send the handle further out. Shoulders loose, head level. Sitting up well, both ends. And that good pivot between them. Last 2 minutes on this one. Stick the butt out as you pivot. Hold firm, not straight, but stable through the low back. Takes a little extra effort for me to get that pivot right now, just because it's the end of the workout and there's some fatigue. So I have to work hard here to make this pivot happen. Last minute. And I'm really going to have to focus on a quick pivot on the seat when I do our last little burst in 10 seconds. Getting ready on this one, 30 seconds. Good form. Few more strokes. 2 more. 1 more. Paddle. Good posture. Bring it way down. And let's paddle out these 2 minutes if you can. I'll stop recording at the end of our 2 minutes cool down here. And you can ask questions and or chit chat. Working on good form here. Holding the body steady. Only have to think about the recovery because it doesn't matter how hard you're pulling here. 1 more minute. Always okay to do a little extra cool down at the end if you care to. And the warm-up is built into every day's program. But if you want to do a few minutes ahead of time on your own, that's okay as well, of course. Take good form here, these last few strokes. Last one. All right, great job this morning. Way to start off the new year.